why hello there. Didn't see you there. This is Big Daddy Quinn, and oh yeah, that's just me casually just living my life wonderfully and just being super excited about all my adventures. You know, I am pretty luxurious and rich. Nope, just kidding, I'm not at all. I wish I was, but you know, you gotta fake it till you make it and just live your life no matter what kind of budget you have. It's all about planning, baby. And in this video, I'm gonna show you how you can too. Hey you guys, what is up? It is Big Daddy Quinn here, back with yet another video. Today, I'm going to be talking about something that I get questioned about all the time in my everyday life, because people are always saying, wow, Quinn, you are always traveling, or you are always on vacation, like you are always going somewhere. Are you rich? Do you have money? Like, how are you doing this? And no, I'm not rich. I wish I was, but you know, I put it in the budget. I choose to budget my trip, and I like to live a luxurious life even though I don't have that kind of money, but sometimes I like to pretend that I do, and that is kind of what gets me by and how I travel so much and how I'm able to do the things that I do, because I just do it a really smart way. So welcome, my name is Quinn, and you're asking, what is the Big Daddy for? Well, Big Daddy because I'm the Big Daddy on telling you how to level up your life, create the life you've always wanted and your dream life, and how you could do that. I also want to be an inspiration to others that you don't need to have a lot in order to be able to do and be successful, feel successful, and do good things. So come with me on my journey as we all level up together. Keep watching this video if you want to know how to travel luxuriously for the cheap. Yeah, it is everyone's dream to be able to travel the world and do amazing things. Go see beautiful places, maybe jump off a waterfall here and there. It is just amazing that I'm able to do any of this stuff. I do it with a budget every single time, and my budget, let me tell you, isn't that high, but I make it work. Well, I'm going to tell you all of my tips and tricks on how I do that, because there is no gatekeeping out here. So the first step I usually take whenever I want to plan a trip or a vacation anywhere is I like to see and get an estimate on how much the accommodations will be, how much the flights are going to be, and choosing the time of year. Also, probably getting an idea of what do I want to do. Do I want a beach destination? Do I want an adventure vacation? Do I just want like a quick getaway? These are all questions you need to ask yourself, and also ask yourself, instead of spending $200 or $300 on some shopping, what could I put that towards instead? Or maybe instead of getting that coffee for that week, maybe you should just make it at home. These are just little things that you can replace. We actually tend to overspend every single day as Americans, and we could be using that money towards experiences rather than luxurious items. I am that person who prefers to spend my money towards experiences, memories, and travel rather than spending it on expensive items. If I need to go for the cheaper alternative, I will, just so I can go on that trip and make a wonderful time with wonderful memories. So first, when you start to figure out what kind of vacation you want to do, I look to see what is luxurious, quote unquote, to me, and then I look for a cheaper option for that. So for example, right here, I can give you an example of this beautiful Airbnb in Mexico. Look at this price right here. Okay, but now let me see if I could find something for cheaper, but maybe a little bit farther away, but also is just as beautiful and not right in the middle of the tourist location. See, you can see that there's a huge difference in prices depending on which location that you're going. If you're going into somewhere like Cancun, where the tourist prices are jacked up all the way, you could get a very, very similar experience if you travel a little bit outside that vicinity, but not so far to where you are completely far from the tourists. But if you're okay with going off the beaten path, then you can save a lot of money that way. Even opting for countries or even just another state that are nearby or just cheaper to travel to in general, you could get amazing experiences. For example, I had the lovely chance of traveling to Jamaica one year, and it was absolutely just gorgeous. But I also wanted to go to the Bahamas then, and as you can see, Bahamas is almost double the price of Jamaica, and you can find just as beautiful beaches and a very, very similar experience. Just comparing and contrasting prices between these places can do you very good. Here's another example. You could go to somewhere super beautiful like Hawaii, but you can even travel to somewhere in Asia such as Thailand or the Philippines for the same price. See, this is why I don't go to Hawaii. Not saying that Hawaii isn't beautiful. I love Hawaii, don't get me wrong, but I rather travel somewhere I have never been that's on the other side of the world for the same exact price that I would pay going to Hawaii. Another point that I'd like to make is flying can differentiate in price depending on what time of the year you are going. If you are planning to go to your vacation right in the middle of peak season, which is usually during summertime in the US, or during Christmas time, and that is self-explanatory, your prices will likely be jacked up. So you always want to try to go during an off season. You could save hundreds of dollars just by going somewhere between February and May or September and November. You can save so much money by traveling, and you can pick maybe even a more luxurious spot than you thought just because you're choosing to go at a different time of the year. After I get an idea of when I want to go and where I want to stay, the kind of accommodations that I want, I start to look and book. The very first thing you want to do is book your flights, and you want to always look at prices to see when the lowest you can get them. The earlier on you book, the more likely you can get lower prices for them. It also changes depending on what day of the week. I know that they say that booking on a Tuesday or a Wednesday might be cheaper than booking on a Saturday. However, I think that is starting to change. I have seen cheap tickets on a Friday once. Definitely look into that. Just kind of compare and contrast prices during the week before you buy, which is what I do. I just am a very extra traveler. I like to do things. I like to stay in nice places. I don't like to do anything that's dirty or doesn't feel like a vacation to me. But there are ways you can fake this out. That's why I love Airbnb. This is not sponsored, by the way. I do love Airbnb because they offer so many cute options for cheap. Depending on where you're going, you can find some really good Airbnbs. I stayed in a beautiful Airbnb in Peru, in Cusco, and it was only $40 a night for the super cute Airbnb with amazing views. This is another reason why you should be careful of what locations you choose. You want to choose somewhere that has cheaper prices. You can compare and contrast, and you could still have the most amazing vacation. Even though it's cheap, sometimes it's better than the luxury stuff, and you can make it luxurious. You can find a cheap Airbnb with skyline views and a bathtub and a balcony, maybe even a swimming pool in its vicinity or in an apartment complex. If you just look, because it's there, I promise you it is there. I know this video is all about being luxurious, but I know that you should be able to take advantage of hostels. Hostels I have done when I went to Europe because I was really balling on a budget, but don't cut them out because you can find some amazing hostels even with private rooms if you're willing to do that. But it's a chance to meet new people, and you can still have an amazing time. I would definitely recommend hostels if you are traveling by yourself. You can find some really nice ones. Even if it's for a portion of your trip, you can save a lot of money, and then whatever money left over you have, you can do it on adventures or museums or just activities in general, which are the best part. You can even splurge out a little bit on a restaurant that is really nice or fancy, even though sometimes the street food or the food that is eaten by the locals is usually 1,000 times better. Fun fact. It's okay to have a budget. You can still feel like you are living the dream and having a budget. I feel like I live the dream all the time when I'm on vacation, and I always have a budget. But it really depends. This also comes down to research. Research which restaurants are the best, which are the most affordable, what are more delicious. You can find extensive amount of things to do and food to eat for a small cost. I have been in museums for $15, $20. Yes, sometimes they do go up to $40 or $50 depending on where you are going. Again, this all depends on where you choose to travel. Usually adventure things such as hiking do not cost money at all, or even beaches. Beaches should not cost any money at all. So if you are just wanting to relax on the beach, then you can do that as well. certain accommodations or certain countries, you can find beautiful hotels for a short fraction of the price. I know Expedia usually has those packages that I actually have found good deals on Expedia as well. Also not sponsored, by the way. And you can find packages for airfare and hotel depending on where you're going. I know, and I found some cheap places that I have found cheap packages for. Where Jamaica, as I mentioned earlier, you can find some cheap ones for Cancun if that's really something you want to do. That includes your meal, and it's a good all-inclusive. You could do that as well. You do feel like a king or a queen when you get to eat as much as you want all day long, drink as much as you want, and having the beach right there. So it really depends on what kind of vacation you're trying to go for. I do recommend trying to find a place that's a little bit outside of where the tourists are, because you will get and feel like you are in a different country, and you are going to feel like you're on an adventure, and prices are just so much cheaper. Something that is super nice in a tourist attraction will be double the price of a place to stay outside. Another way to just feel luxurious while you are traveling is just to dress cute, feel good, look good. It doesn't matter how much money you have. I just wear whatever makes me feel cute and I look good. And I like to just go in these other countries just feeling my best, because I feel like I'm living the dream and I'm going to keep acting like it. Fake it till you make it. You can budget and have the life of your dream and your travel, and travel like as if you are living your dream, because faking it till you make it is actually how you actually get what you want in your life. The more you experience these things, the more you're going to want it, and the more you're going to want to do something about it. And I know for a fact that me going on all these trips and adventures makes me want to level up my life even more. I am more motivated to do things so I can keep having these adventures. Even starting off small, getting out of state or going to a neighboring country that's near you, that's the best way you can start small. You don't have to spend a ton of money. You can just find the cutest little Airbnb and stay there. Just have little experiences, because those are the ones that matter in life. You can just not spend whatever money that you were going to spend on those outfit or that shoes or that extra makeup that you probably aren't ever gonna see or need in the future. There's just so many things you can do instead of buying items, because I believe that experiences are always better. Those are something you remember. Honestly, I don't remember what shoes I had 5 years ago, but I do remember what trips I've taken and the people I was with. So well, that is it on my video on how to travel cheap but feel luxurious while you're doing it. Alright, you guys, please subscribe to this channel if this was helpful. If you want more content like this, please let me know. If you have anything to add, I would love to hear it, because I love ideas. And if you want to be notified with more content of mine, please ding that notification bell icon. Big Daddy Quinn is signing out. Big Daddy.